So what is earnest money and why is it so important? Earnest money is also called an initial deposit, where you put money down right when you try to open escrow within 3 days of opening escrow. The reason that earnest money is actually so important is it gives the buyer something to have skin in the game. So typically we'll ask for somewhere around 2 to 3% of whatever the sale price is. So if you're selling your house for $400,000, that's what you go into escrow for. We're going to ask for a deposit maybe around $8,000, $10,000, something like that. And it makes sure that the buyer has some money in the game. So they have an inspection period, usually about 17 days or so, where they can go in and they can inspect the property. They can get their inspection reports back, negotiate any credits, then they can get their appraisal done. Once they waive those contingencies, now that earnest money is for the most part locked in to escrow. And if that buyer was to cancel now after having waived their contingencies, then if everything else is in order, now if they were to back out after all that, now they have to give you that earnest money. That belongs to you if they want to cancel escrow. So it kind of helps safeguard the seller a little bit so that they're not just opening escrow with everybody and people can just cancel willy-nilly all the time. It holds their feet to the fire a little bit to say, if you're going to actually move along in the steps here and you're going to actually do all your due diligence, well then we need to make sure that you don't waste our time for an entire month. And now all of a sudden the house has been off the market for a full month and we have nothing to show for it. And now we have to try and get it back on the market. The market's different than it was a month ago and you just wasted everybody's time. This way, we hold the buyer to do a due diligence period, like I said, about 2.5 weeks or so, get everything done that you need to get done, pull all of your contingencies out, and now if you're to leave, then the seller's not completely left empty-handed. They still have some money for their time and they can put the house back on the market. Now the buyer still has that inspection period time where they do have to put the money into escrow to show that they're serious, to show that they do have some skin in the game. But they have some time to do their due diligence. They can still back out and keep their earnest money. But a good listing agent will make sure that that buyer is following all the steps all along the way to keep everything on a proper and precise timeline, so that way it protects you as the seller, get their due diligence done, and then give you access to that earnest money after they've been in escrow for a certain amount of time.